morning, everyone. How are you feeling this glorious day? Magnificent. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual leader here, senior minister, and it is a delight to share a celebration with you this day. I invite you to relax. I invite you to move your body if that works for you. And if you know this song by this point, you're welcome to sing along. You got a light. You got a light. You got a light. You got a light. And it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a light. You got a light. You got a light. You got a light. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You got love. You got love. You got love. You got love. And it's shining out for everyone to see. You got love. You got love. You got love. You got love. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle. Woo! Now I feel that love in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. And it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. And it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. You got a power. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. 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 Oh, I love a Sunday morning when we get the blood pumping and we are really just going to go for it today. Yeah. So once again, welcome to Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is a spiritual center where all people are welcome, where we are here to celebrate love, to celebrate light, to celebrate life, to celebrate all the aspects of the divine, which are the same aspects that are part of expressing through each and every one of us. Boy, I do got to catch my breath this morning. Whoo! As I said last week, I started introducing this idea of a new purpose statement that I've been playing around with, and I'm going to say out loud again where I have landed on this purpose statement, and I just invite you to take this in and see if this resonates with you as a purpose for what we do here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson here, our purpose is to provide a safe, loving, and inclusive space where all people can explore the principles of new thought in order to master spiritual understanding, find personal purpose, and develop a spiritual path. I think that says what we are here to do. That is our purpose, and I'm so grateful to share that with you. Now, one of the things I do offer every single week, and part of this is to play with that purpose, but I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to tell you what to think. You get to decide that on your own. And there may be things that you hear today that are going to butt up against your belief system, and that's actually a good thing, I think. My message today, I will acknowledge something. I recognize that it is Palm Sunday. And in years past, I've always given the metaphysical interpretation of the Palm Sunday story. But I had a great mentor in ministry who said, do not ever allow the theme of the week, the month, or the title of your talk get in the way of what needs to be said. And so something else came through me today, and so you're not going to get the metaphysical meaning of Palm Sunday today, but I will tell you, if you go back and you listen to the meditation this morning, you got it from Sandy Solomon, so thank you for that. But one of the things so in my message today, I'm going to be talking really to the idea of what it is we carry as our belief system. And is it working for us? That's really going to be a primary part of the message today. So if something does butt up against your belief system here today, just be willing to take a look at it free of judgment. Just say, hey, I see that something is really rubbing me in a different way. And it's an opportunity perhaps to grow through the discomfort. We also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for us as a community to state out loud first these words of our vision statement. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. That is a manner in which we may choose to see the world, and the mission are the steps we may take to achieve that vision. So let's state out loud together these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Just take that in for a moment. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. I want to say welcome to everyone. Well, first, welcome to everyone. Welcome back if you have been here before. If this is your first time joining us, I want to extend a special welcome to you. First, let me extend that welcome to anybody who may be joining us online for the first time today, whether you're watching live on this glorious rainy Sunday morning, or if you're watching subsequently in the archives at a later time, just know that your energy is felt in this experience, and I'm delighted to share it with you. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect, you can fill out some information there, and we will continue this conversation. And thank you once again. It's a delight to have you share your time with us. If you are here joining us for the first time and you are in the room, and I always let you have an out, if you are comfortable with identifying yourself, we would love to welcome you and spread some love and let you know something that we have learned about you. So if you are comfortable with identifying yourself, would you please either raise your hand or stand up so we can welcome you? Is there anyone who's joining us for the first time today? I see that somebody has been outed. Grateful to have you here. And we would love to gently let you know what it is we know about you. Are we ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your magnificence and shining your light. And I think it's important that we exclaim for ourselves that understanding of magnificence for ourselves. So let us together say these words. Are you ready? I am magnificent. How does that feel? Yeah, that was good. Let's say it one more time. I am magnificent. Indeed, we are all magnificent. One of the magnificent ways we honor traditions of the world, the faith traditions, the religions, the spiritual ideas of the world, is through a ceremony that we call lighting the flames of faith. We've adopted that here in this community as a representation of unity, that we are working in the understanding that all traditions are connected. And so guiding us every single week in that are our keepers of the flames. Here are our keepers of the flames this week, Elizabeth Quinn Worrell and Laura Cass.
We light a candle for the Tao, honoring
Excuse me a moment.
We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for these shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. This final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Liz. This candle here, if you're new to our community, this candle is the peace candle. And we choose to keep the peace candle consistently illuminated as a reflection of the consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we allow our inner peace to inform our lives, our thoughts, our deeds, our actions, our intentions, that right where we are, each and every one of us becomes a beacon for peace in this world. So let's honor that understanding by stating out loud as a community together this prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. When I first arrived here at Unity of Tucson, almost exactly 4 years ago, it was an interesting time. That's the first thing I will say. But in a lot of ways, because of the nature of the circumstances, it was the Jonathan show. And I'm so grateful that we have, over these many years, developed a leadership core in this community. And I'm so delighted and honored every single week to present one of the members of our leadership through our prayer chaplain program to provide a reading, guide us in our monthly affirmation, and also to guide us in prayer. Here to do just that today, please welcome Sherry Hoffman.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do things a little differently today. We're going to start with the affirmation. So I will read it first, let you absorb it, and then we will say it together twice. When I attune to the infinite mind, which is my mind, I express genius. Let us say that together. When I attune to the infinite mind, which is my mind, I express genius. One more time. When I attune to the infinite mind, which is my mind, I express genius. The reason I did that today is because I invite you to settle in, maybe gently close your eyes and just listen to the reading today as it flows into the music and prayer. Today's reading is from or by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and this is from his essay, Nature. It seems as if the day was not wholly profane, in which we have given heed to some natural object. The fall of snowflakes in the still air, preserving to each crystal its perfect form. The blowing of sleet over a wide sheet of water, over plains, the waving rye field. The mimic of waving of acres of Hostonia, those innumerable florets whitening, rippling in the eye. The reflections of the tree and flowers in glassy lakes. The musical streaming of odorous south wind, which converts all the trees to wind harps. The crackling and spurting of hemlock in the flames, or the pine logs which yield glory to the wall and faces in the sitting room. These are the music and pictures of the most ancient religion. Settling in to this moment of gentleness and easiness, I invite you to this moment of prayer, acknowledging the one source, the one power, the one God, the one nature that flows through everything, is everyone, is the omnipresence. From this acknowledgement, I know that I step forth in faith, in truth, in love, in ease. I release, I let go, I embrace the future, and I acknowledge this all to be so, and so it is.
Everywhere I am is holy ground. I stand in peace. Everywhere I am is holy gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. I dance in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. For the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Aaron and Dennis and Linda, and thank you. I am so delighted to have made the acquaintance of this lovely gentleman who's on stage with me. He came and sang with us for the first time, about a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago, and it is such a delight to have him back. Will you please welcome with today's featured song our guest artist, Dennis Tamblin.
Is it the wind over my shoulder? Is it the wind that I hear gently whispering? Are you alone down in the valley? No, not alone, for you walk with me. Is it the wind there over my shoulder? Is it your voice calling quietly over the hilltop, down in the valley, never alone, for you walk with me. When darkness comes and the air gets colder, with shadows cover the road I am following, will I be alone when the air gets colder? No, not alone, not alone, and I'll never be, never alone, for you walk with me. Is it the wind there over my shoulders? Is it your voice calling quietly over the hilltop, down in the valley, never alone, for you walk with me over the hilltop, down in the valley, never alone, for you walk with me. Never alone, for you
Dennis Tamblin, thank you. That was beautiful. Such a beautiful song. Frequently what I do is I will hear the song and I'll incorporate that into my message. And again, never let the song that is sung, the title of your talk, the message, the theme of the month, or anything get in the way of what it is you have to say. And yet, as I was sitting there listening to you sing that song, and I know the song, we talked about it before the celebration, I have sung the song at many a wedding. Something changed for me this time in hearing it. And I think part of it is because I immediately was brought back to my walk on the Camino. And the idea that no matter what, I was always supported in that walk. Over the hilltop, down in the valley, no matter where I was always supported in that walk. And the lead-in then, part of the lead-in then is also to let you know that there was a lesson. One of the many lessons, there wasn't just one lesson I learned on the Camino, but there were many lessons I learned on the Camino, and the lesson that I learned on the Camino actually contributed to the title of today's message, which is Lean Into It. Lean Into It. And I was reminded of this message in part as well because I just spent a week in Sedona, and when I was walking with my husband and my mother-in-law, and we were going on inclines, I said, you know, here's the thing to know about inclines, that you don't try to put your foot forward and pull yourself up, that the way that you address an incline is you lean forward, and your body will naturally carry you. Your body will naturally carry you. And so it's an idea also of like, you know, there's this idea of falling forward always, and that as we are falling forward, some people say failing forward. I don't like to say failing forward, but the idea is as we fall forward, you know, there may be what we could consider missteps in the world of form, but all is in support of your most magnificent expression no matter what. And my question to you then becomes, can we get behind that? Can we get behind that idea? That's a good answer. What if part of leaning into it was letting go? Literally just letting it all go. Letting it all go. And so I have an idea that I would like to offer to you today. I mentioned a little bit earlier that I'm coming up on my 4th anniversary as the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. What if I offered this as something to consider today? Forget everything I have ever said in the last 4 years. There's a quote that resonates with me in alignment with this idea of just letting it all go. Let go of everything that we think we know. And I forget who wrote this quote, so I will not take credit for it. But it's in my notes, my copious notes of ideas for messages. The quote is this: nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. How much energy do we spend trying to go back? I have spent inordinate amounts of energy in my life trying to go back, fix mistakes, try to, if I can just address that one issue that was happening in my life, then everything else is going to work out just fine. And what I end up doing is I end up holding on to, for dear life, to those ideas from the past that are no longer serving me. It's trying to make a new beginning. Well, that's already done. But I can start today, right in this moment, to make a new ending. Is what we hold on to serving us? Is what we are holding on to serving us? As we step into Holy Week, I'm going to mention Palm Sunday. As we step into Holy Week, I think about what must have been experienced in Jesus' life. You know, did he have an awareness that these were the last few days? Did he have an awareness? I don't know. There's scripture that says he had an awareness of it. He knew what was coming. He had foresight. I don't know if that's true or not. But I think what he was really struggling with in these last days was the idea that it was time to let go of that which no longer served, to release the physical, to allow that innate divinity to shine through in a way like never before. I want us all to take a breath. Just take a breath. Take another breath, and as you exhale, let go of everything. Take a breath in. Let go of everything. Consider for just a moment in this silence, what brings you here? What brings you here? What brings you here to this space, this time, this experience? What is it we seek when we arrive here? Are we seeking connection? If so, what are we seeking connection to? Are we seeking connection to spirit? Are we seeking connection to each other? Are we seeking connection to it all? Are we seeking a connection to a deeper realization of spirit as each other? Is that which we call spirit, God, love, universal intelligence, is that what we seek? In many faith traditions, God is defined. We have a definition for God in our tradition. And I suspect when I say the word God, I suspect most of us have an image that comes to mind. Many of us who've been in this philosophy for a while, it's probably going to be a very different image than we may have had before we entered into this philosophy. But if I say the word God, just become aware of what image comes to mind for you. In New Thought, we teach God, the concept of God, as principle. People go, what does he mean by that? What does it mean, God as principle? Well, Charles Fillmore invited us to an understanding that principle, this is a quote of Charles Fillmore, principle is the I am of every person. So if God is principle, God is the I am of every person. On the other side of the aisle, Ernest Holmes says this: principle is the source or cause from which a thing results. So God is the source. God is the cause. God is infinite cause. Well, and if principle, God, is the cause from which a thing results, and principle is the I am of every single person, then the I am is the cause for everything that unfolds in our life. There is no separation. There is no thing that is not God. There is no physical form that is not God. I always go to the piano, and I like to, that's God too. It sounds like God, yes. Especially when it is played by the godlike fingers of this magnificent individual. There is no separation. But here's the thing about that idea even. The idea that we in these communities, New Thought communities, the idea that we know what God is and that our idea of God surpasses all others is hogwash. So what is it? What is God? What is God? In other philosophies, God has edges, right? God has edges. God is the creator and ruler of the universe, the source of all moral authority. God is supreme being. So those are some of the ways that we put edges around the concept of God. I have a couple issues with those ideas. God is ruler? No. I will not supplicate myself to anything I perceive to be outside the self. But if I know who I am, then I have dominion over my life. That means that I rule my own life, my own experience of life. So it's twofold. God as a source of moral authority. That gets us in a lot of trouble. How is that working? A lot of people are walking around saying, I represent the moral authority of God. I would like to think that we don't need to know God to know what is moral. That is an inside understanding. God is supreme being, as if God is something. And God is something in that it is all things. One definition I can absolutely lean into, though, is God as creator, full stop. That's it. God is the creative energy of the universe. God as creator. God is the creator, a creator, the creator, and we are all part of the creation. We are all facets of creation. And since there is nothing other than God, then God can create from nothing other than itself, which is why I will boldly stand up here and exclaim, the Father and I are one, just as Jesus did. And I think we should all be willing to exclaim that in our lives. We are that which is. Now here's the thing. That's what I have chosen to believe. That's what I have chosen to believe. Are my beliefs right? For me, they work. And as I say often, as long as they continue to work for me, I will maintain them. But the minute they don't work for me, I am willing to abandon them. Here's the thing, though. It's still a problematic idea, because even in that construct, I have placed a box around God. It's a pretty big box. It's a pretty big box. But nonetheless, it's still a box. It still is defining an edge. And that's the challenge of this. In a way, it's a way I have effectively limited in my mind that which is unlimited, indefinite, infinite. And as long as I continue to limit God, I will continue to limit my experience. So, what if we released everything I have taught from this platform for the last 4 years? What if we let go of it all? And really, if I'm going to take into account the entire breadth of ministry, I've been a minister for 12 years. What if I was willing to release everything I taught for the last 12 years? I'm going to choose to lean into it. To lean into it, infinite truth. I'm going to choose to take God out of the box. How do I do that? Oh, well, now that becomes the issue and perhaps the challenge that many of us will present for ourselves. How do we do this? Well, one thing I know is that we are thinkers. We have thoughts, and those are avenues by which we are constructing our experience of life. So we are thinkers, right? Anyone here not a thinker? Sorry, I have to laugh because somebody just said consciousness. And if you've ever been in a class with me, you know that the joke is if you ever had to take an exam in a New Thought community for a class, if you wrote consciousness as the answer to every single question, I really couldn't mark you wrong. And then I say, don't try me. So here's a way that we can take God out of the box. And it is really related to this idea of letting go of everything we think we know, and that is a practice of beginner's mind. I love the practice of beginner's mind. Zen Master Suzuki said this: in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. And that's why sometimes I want to sit down there and have the experience of being awash in different ideas. That's why I'm so grateful when we have guests like Reverend William and Reverend Felicia and Reverend Sue, and we have guests who speak from the platform. And I'm so, because I learn. And Reverend John, I know exactly where I was when I listened to your message last year when I was on the Camino. I can see, oh my gosh, you were talking about being the silence, and I can see myself leaning into the hill that I was climbing, literally. I choose to live with beginner's mind at all times, which is also why when I teach a class, I choose to be a student of the class. I facilitate the learning of every single one of us. But I don't stand up there, I try not to stand up there as an ultimate authority of, this is the way it is. So today, let us rethink God with beginner's mind. Let us rethink God with beginner's mind, and we're going to take it step by step, because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So let yourself off the hook to think you have to be at the end before you're ready. Be where your feet are. So I invite you to consider this idea. Letting go of anything that has preceded this moment and releasing anything that you anticipate is to unfold in the future. What do you know only in this moment? Untie it from any previous moment. Untie it from any anticipation of the future. What do you know only in this moment? This is rhetorical. Well, I said it was rhetorical, but now they're all telling me answers. But if that moves you, have at it. I heard I am, I heard possibilities. Let go of the destination. Do you think you'll find God there? I know nothing. Now what can I know? Oh, that's one of my favorite mantras. I know nothing. Now what can I know? This mantra is an invitation, the beginning of a systematic exploration. It is a way to make a practice of leaning into the question. I know nothing. Now what can I know? It opens us up to the intuitive nature. The intuitive nature that resides in and as each and every one of us. And here's what I'm going to invite you to. As you find answers to that question, begin to question the answers and move back to, I know nothing. Now what can I know? It's a very Zen practice. I know nothing. Now what can I know? Eliminate regrets from the past. The thing about regrets, here's the only thing regrets do. They just keep you down. They depress your energy. And if we are living with regrets, we continue to create the circumstances in our lives of regret. Keep learning. This is a path. Keep learning. Lean into curiosity. Don't take your own answers for granted. Choose to experience life fully. I don't know if you've ever noticed, I choose to experience the celebration of life fully on a Sunday by singing and dancing and really reveling in the joy that is the divine. Revel in the experience of living. Lean into seeing everything with fresh eyes, trying everything new. One of the ways that I will encourage you to do this is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday, you will have an opportunity to perhaps revel in the experience of living by moving your body in a different way. I would encourage you to participate in the Dance Zen experience, which is coming up in 2 weeks. Dance Zen, which we hold on the first Saturday of every single month. Sherry Hoffman, here's the thing. People think, oh my gosh, I can't possibly dance or move. Yes, you can. Because here's the thing. If you are moved by the music to do just this, perfect. Find a way to find that revelation within you. Revel in the experience of living. Find it within yourself. Lean into seeing everything with fresh eyes. What if you walked out today and you looked at things that are blooming, and then we've got some stuff blooming. Trust me, my hay fever is telling me we've got some stuff blooming. What if we walked out and we discovered the glory of a flower as though we saw it for the very first time? We had never seen such a thing before. Imagine what that experience would be like. How might you look upon it? These are just the beginning. These are just some of the ways that we can begin to take God out of the box and lean into infinite truth. Infinite truth. So, release everything I've said for the past 4 years. That includes everything I've said for the past 20 minutes. And lean into it. Lean into it. Lean into the question, I know nothing. Now what can I know? Here's what I think you might be left with. When we look for God without preconceptions, what we will find is us. Lean into it. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. So you may be able to gather from today's message what the home practice is. I'm not going to call it homework anymore. It's now going to be home practice, something that you can carry from this place with you into the next thing. And look, I am including it now as a projection on the wall, so you can take note of it or take a picture with your phone so that you can remember it. This week's home practice is to actively question everything. Take nothing for granted. And part of that is to also, in this questioning, let go of considerations of big or small. Because I think we take a lot for granted in the small things, and we're willing to question the big things. Be willing to question the small things too. Look upon the world as though you are seeing a flower for the very first time and you've never experienced it before. That's the homework this week. And I invite us all to relax right where we are. Let's take a breath, allowing ourselves to open up to the ease of this moment. Releasing everything that has preceded this moment. And I invite the question once again, as we step into a period of reflective silence, the question is this: I know nothing. Now what can I know?
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself.
I find God. I find myself when I am willing to lean into the question, I know nothing. Now what can I know? I hold firm in my own faith, in my own resolve, that the question is everything. And while I allow myself to put edges around the box of God, to understand that God is that which has no edges, even the idea of having no edges, I'm willing to let go of. To relax into a greater awareness of the infinite power and presence of the One, the wholeness, the unity of all that is, the universal, the glory. And I choose to reflect on the understanding that in knowing that this is who I am, as I seek God, I find myself. As I seek God, I also find the magnificence of every single person I encounter, and I trust and know that that too is God. And so I'm willing to lean into it in every moment, to let go, to trust, to know, to allow in faith my steps to be guided, to fall forward into perfection at all times. And it is with a grateful and appreciative heart overflowing that I simply let it be. As I relax, trust, and know this to be so, I affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God. Oh, I find God. I find myself.
I know nothing. Now what can I know? Oh, she's so quietly trying to make her way up without disturbing the energy of the moment. I am so delighted to welcome to the platform Dr. Deborah Hobbs to guide us in our offering today.
Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to see all of you. And Reverend Dr. Jonathan, it's always wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
I have a thought.
Oh, yes.
And since thoughts are things,
Indeed they are.
right? I wanted to try something, and this is my thought. Since we send positive energy and love to the gifts that we give, how about we try sending positive thoughts and love energy to us, to the community? Everybody, you willing to try this? Mm-hmm. All right. So let's rub our hands together and let's send love energy and intentions to each other. Get every nook and every cranny. All around, all around. Beautiful. This is a love fest. And I want to keep the love fest going. Even though your hands are down, keep your heart open and give with the intention of giving positive energy and love to this community. So if you would, there are a variety of ways in which you can give your love treasure and offering. there is the QR code here, which you can use your phone and take a picture. You can give electronically. You can use the envelopes on the back of the chair. I love to give electronically. It seems seamless to me. So please give at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Such a delight. And as the baskets go around, feel free to stand, move your body if you're moved to do so, as we sing our giving celebration song.
I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Here we go. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. Yes, it does. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself.
Oh, what a delight. Here to guide us in the blessing of the offering
Absolutely.
is Sandy Solomon.
So now we are a community that knows how to bless. Yes, we do, because when we bless, we multiply the good that is in our lives. So here we go, guys. Let's put those hands together. Let's rub them, and let us say, we bless these gifts. And we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Sandy. All right, let's find out what's happening here at Unity of Tucson.
It's Sunday, March 24th, 2024, and here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson. On Saturday, April 19th, plan on attending Unity of Tucson's Shine, a feelin' good concert served with decadent desserts. Join Aaron Anderson, Liz Cracchiolo, Dennis Tamblin, and Dr. Jonathan Zenz as we celebrate the power of our individual radiance through music. Following the concert, stay to mingle with the cast while enjoying decadent desserts in Harmony Hall. Get your tickets now at the Desert Light Bookstore or online at unitytucson.com. And speaking of the Shine concert, there will be a 50-50 raffle occurring with the winner drawn after the concert. You do not need to be present to win. Join the fun by purchasing your raffle tickets in the Desert Light Bookstore. Our Shine concert also needs a few willing volunteers. We know there is talent within you just waiting to shine. Please see volunteer opportunities listed in the foyer and shine, shine, shine. Have you ever considered that one of your highest spiritual paths may be your relationship to others? Join Waverly Farrell and Vicki Doolittle for an exploration of the spiritual aspects of relationship. This 5-week course starts Saturday, May 4th at 2 p.m. Sign up now in the Desert Light Bookstore or contact Waverly Farrell to reserve your spot. Explore the intricate workings of creativity with The Creative Process in the Individual. This class delves into the writings of Thomas Troward, one of the most significant voices in the development of New Thought. Learn to harness your innate creativity to manifest your desires and shape your reality. This 8-week course starts Thursday, March 28th at 6 p.m. Sign up now in the Desert Light Bookstore or online at unitytucson.com. Join Reverend Jonathan for an Easter Sunrise Labyrinth Walk Sunday, March 31st at 6:15 a.m. Watch the sun come up as you contemplate your own spiritual path on this very special day. And later that day, plan on attending Unity of Tucson's Easter potluck. Bring a delicious dish to share as we celebrate the holiday. You can revisit Dr. Jonathan's weekly message on KTTU Tucson Channel 18 Fridays at 7 a.m. This half-hour presentation features Dr. Jonathan's weekly message and a little bit more from the previous Sunday. It's also a great way to introduce your friends to Unity's inspiring philosophy without having to stream live or look for the video archive. Check it out every Friday at 7 a.m. on KTTU Channel 18. Finally, are you interested in learning more about Unity of Tucson and what membership means? Join Reverend Jonathan Saturday, April 13th at 2 p.m. for our next quarterly membership orientation meeting. You can join in person or via Zoom. RSVP by sending an email to revjonathan@unitytucson.com. You can find out more about all of our events, classes, and other ways to get involved in our spiritual community by visiting the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unitytucson.com. Have an amazing and magnificent week.
I don't need this. Glorious. A couple of things I want to let you know about. You know, it's my old days of like, hell, welcome to my cabaret act. A couple of things I do want to clarify. In the video, it said Saturday, April 19th. April 19th is not a Saturday, it's a Friday. And I do want to let you know that it is on Friday, April 19th, the date of the Shine concert. So we will correct that for the future videos. The other thing I want to let you know about, and I've had a couple questions about this. Yes, we have shifted our monthly potluck to be on the first Sunday of the month. But Easter falls on the final Sunday of this month, and so we will have potluck next week for Easter, but then there will not be a potluck on April 7th, the first Sunday of the month. So, do I need to say that again? Awesome. Do you want to say something about the NAMI walk? Please welcome our magnificent licensed Unity teacher, Susan Smith, who is here to represent our team at the NAMI walk.
Hi. Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, we have the NAMI walk coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? 2 weeks. It's the first Saturday of April. We'll be meeting about 8 a.m. at Kennedy Park in the Fiesta area. If you have any questions, let me know. NAMI is the National Alliance of Mental Illness, and we walk to raise funds. We walk to raise awareness and support them. They have so many free programs to support people who are dealing with mental health issues, and their theme is just mental health for all, and it's just a great way to just show up and say, we see you, we love you, and we just walk in this consciousness of love. And I'd love to have you join us in spirit if you can't make it, or if you'd like to join us walking or like support us. And I'll be in Harmony Hall if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. We have a bunch of little people that have walked into the room, and what a delight it is to share this time with them. I'm going to welcome Jessica Brunk, who is our manager of Youth and Family Services here. She is going to let us know what happened with our magnificent youth today. Hello, and hello, and hello. I can do that too. There we go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Miss Debbie and I, we had only 3 kids for a little bit, and we were like, oh, maybe the weather, it's going to be like a small Sunday, and then they just kept coming, and it was awesome.
I love it.
So we had so much fun. We actually decorated little, like, terracotta pots. We painted them. And so we're going to put soil and seeds in them next week or the week after to see what we grow for spring. And we talked about all their pots were so different. We had different colors, some mixed colors, some stayed by the book and used what color came out. Some used string and like made string art. Some did dots. It was just so cool. So we talked about how there's not one way, just one right way to paint a pot, right? And same thing, there's not one right way to be a human, and so we can embrace and love and celebrate each other's differences. So yeah, thanks, we had a great morning.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on the subject of gratitude and thank yous, I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's celebration so glorious. Let me first acknowledge and say thank you to our keepers of the flames, to Laura and to Liz. There you are. To Laura and to Liz, thank you for lighting the flames of faith today. Guiding us in our meditation and blessing, Sandy Solomon, thank you so much. Thank you, Sherry Hoffman, guiding us in a reading, affirmation, and prayer today. And Sherry and Sandy are our prayer chaplains on duty today. So if you have a moment of prayer that you would like to seek out from one of these glorious women, they will remain here in the sanctuary following the celebration today, and you can seek them out, and they are very delighted to share their prayerful consciousness with you in support of your healing. So do please take advantage of that. You can also submit your prayer intentions in the prayer intention box out in the foyer. You can also send an email to prayer@unitytucson.com, and these are the various ways that we collect all of your prayer intentions, and our entire prayer chaplain team prays over them and for them. So take advantage of our prayer chaplain team. Oh, and I'm just going to say, we had prayer chaplain training the last 2 Saturdays, and we have some magnificent new prayer chaplains who are going to be dedicated into service very soon, and I'm so, so grateful. Yeah. I want to say thank you to Dr. Deborah Hobbs for guiding us in the sharing today. Thank you so much for your service. And welcome again as one of our newest members of the board of directors here at Unity of Tucson. Yeah. Thank you to our entire hospitality team, everybody who pitches in and lends a hand, especially Mark is out today, but everybody came together to make sure that we had coffee and hospitality and everything was set up beautifully again. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you to our greeters, our ushers, our glorious technical team. Thank you to Fabian and Rowan and Don and Kyle back there. And I want to say thank you to these extraordinary musicians, Linda Ackerman, Raphael Carruthers, Paul Gibson, Aaron Anderson. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you would please, sir, stand up, take a bow. Let's hear it for Dennis Tamblin. Thank you. I want to say thank you to every single person present here, whether you're online, whether you're watching live, whether it's some other time. I am so grateful that we share in this energy of love, light, and life together. Thank you for making your presence known here in this thing called life, not just here at Unity. Let's continue to celebrate that. As we complete our time here today, let us state out loud the prayer of divine affirmation. Let's say these words together. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to move your body. It's our closing song.
The word has been spoken. The songs have been sung. Our hearts have been opened together as one. Center of creation, we are. Divine congregation, we are. No separation, we are. We are. Here we stand, the power of one hand in hand. We shine like the sun, here we stand. Together as one family, here we stand. The truth has been spoken, the message received.
Our hearts have been opened.